So yeah, we're just having like a little round table discussion just about how powerful it is to trade volatility, probability, and statistics. We were thinking about doing a little this versus traditional TA. We don't need to do that though. We don't need to like have to make a case that our indicators pretty much speak for themselves. You know, it's not like and the RSI is not going to turn around and do things when price action's moving. The whole point is that price follows returns, not the strength of fucking price. It's ridiculous. So,
And strength relative to what?
yes, relative to
Right.
what?
Exactly.
Right?
Not a physical asset. Yes.
It's like say you live in a village and there's a village on one side and a village on the other, and the same night village A sends 10 marauders to steal your goats, and the village B sends 25 marauders to steal your goats.
Yeah, they're stealing back their
What is the delta between the ask and the bid on the goats?
Yes, exactly. Hilarious. And I'm getting ready. I'm going to have goats and chickens and all kinds of fun little farm animals here soon.
Yo, man, ACW could probably bring you some of his villagers and they can train you how to use them.
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah, I'm out. I've never milked a goat. I milked a cow.
Oh, I love that goat cheese, man. Goat cheese. Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, I need to make some goat cheese.
It helps if you have diamond hands, my brother. It helps if you have diamond hands.
Yeah.
It's got a huddle.
It's whipped when it comes out, huh?
I'm going to name my goats RSI and Stokes.
Oh,
that's mean.
Shit.
Funny. Speaking of funny and fun, wow, look at this
look at
boring
that
ass. Hey, do you know how tight this fucking daily range is going to be here real shortly?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's probably going to be like $5.
It's been
flat.
It's been flat on the 15. It's crazy. I've been just scalping the 1 minute today because there's really nothing else on Biddy to do today. So I've just been taking little hills and that's it. There's really nothing else, and even that, it's just been like, I mean, far and few in between. You know, not a regular day. No. Just a couple here and there to go up and down the hills. That's it.
It's like predominantly it stayed above the 68.3. So we get a nice tight range. And right now, hell, the range is just going to collapse on itself. It's going to stay about the same place. Yeah. Just collapse, be tight, and hell, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we get a run up here to like 40.4 or something. We get that tight range and then end up right back here.
What does your guys' 45 minutes say? Mine's AVP. I've got 4 AVP splash. So I look for trend now. Or 3 candles time.
Yeah,
look at that volatility is real low on the 45. I mean, everything's flashing.
Yeah.
You see here. Yeah, and the entropy percentile, they're both kind of ebb and flowing right now into a pump. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I need ebb and flow parts. Like,
dude, look at it. That is this right here. This is the space amoeba. It's getting ready to explode.
Yeah.
That volatility is tight. And look at the freaking power mean band. Holy shit. And all the variance log moving averages. Everything. Right. That's nice. Look at the 45. Look where that pump candle went to. Right to the reverse Fisher.
Yeah.
Right to the reverse Fisher. And there's also, whoops, let me pull up. I need to publish this indicator. Where I put it on my base chart. There it is. And here's the here's the wave trend, the oscillator with log returns turned on. So I got to get this published for sure. And I got the second and third standard deviation band around it. And this is the 49 length. Like it came stocked on. He had the second wave trend on 49, the first one on like 10. So I was looking at the one on 9, the one on 49, and I was like, just like we have the reverse wave trend on 49. This thing's pretty damn powerful, and it catches some divergence like crazy.
Yeah.
It does catch some good div. Real good.
I've been sticking a PC on it, man. It really works nicely. Like, adding a second indicator there.
Right. Right.
And you can see
Here's a
what's
little
the
bit of
relation.
full div right before this explosion. Obviously, it's just another tool of confluence.
Wave transformation oscillator?
Wave trend oscillator.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it hasn't published yet.
ATWTO. Yeah. Maybe after this stream, it's easy. I can just publish it.
I mean, that's basically what the bottom line. Like, we're really lucky to have an amazing brain trust here. The guys that not just come up with the tools, but like build all, like Van F with the math and Donnie Brook with the coding. It's fantastic what those guys are able to create.
Well,
They're
I was
really
thinking, just what a year it has been. If you just go back 12 months, I mean, we go from nothing to publishing 25 indicators, and I mean, these guys have just done a tremendous job. It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. And the tools are just magnificent. Like, they just work. Like, it's not an issue. You don't have to counter trade yourself all the time. You can counter trend trade. You can do all kinds of funky stuff if you want, but you don't have to doubt the tools, which is such a wonderful relief after so many years of having tools that you always have to second guess in the ridiculous world of the voodoo nonsense that we obviously don't partake in.
Yep.
But
yeah,
anyway,
it's funny. I was thinking about it. Before it was like, before we understand statistics and the way the markets really work, you're always just everything's up in the air, and you're just like, man, I wish there was something out there that would work.
Right. And that would make it clear.
Yeah, that would make it clear, and then you realize, well, crap, there's nothing out there because the markets don't run by lines. Like you can draw a line, just draw an arbitrary line on the price action. You can make a system out of that. It's not going to be a good system.
Right. For sure.
But I mean, that's exactly what you're doing with all these traditional TA tools. It's just lines and simple little math. Looking back, just averages of things. It's not how the market works.
Right, exactly.
So none of that stuff's going to work. But you can make a strategy. Go ahead and make a strategy out of it.
Yeah.
Let us know how it works out. We already know it doesn't work out well.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally how liquidity is made for traders who win the trades.
Yeah.
Is by people drawing the little charts and not having any clue about what's actually happening with the bots. Like, the bots operate so quickly. The average trade like a 0.2 seconds or something insane on high frequency trades, because they're running hundreds of thousands of orders per second. Sometimes even more. And they're looking at 15-minute charts to figure out trends, and they're looking at 5-minute charts to figure out entries and exits, and they're figuring out on the 1 minute and below the 1 minute to do the exact entries with their algorithms and all that. But the bottom line is they're definitely not looking at silly random subjective shapes. Like, just to think that you could put your pixel where something matters on a line you're drawing is just so insane. Like, do you think computers that are calculating things millions of times per second are sitting there drawing little triangles to figure out random geometric patterns? Like, it's just so silly. And of course, they always, the best grifters are the ones who will always show you, because they drew like 100 random lines. Look at my fib, look at my triangle, look at my wedge, look at my box, look at my lines and all this. And then they'll say, oh, look, it hit in this thing, right? But if you actually look at their calls, like, all these, the big ones out there that are all the YouTubers doing crypto, they'll tell you the most ridiculous gibberish, and then they'll even say, like, I'm doing a long today. The next thing you know, like within an hour of posting that video, the price falls a few $1,000s. And you're just, like, they're just getting their people wrecked left and right, but they don't care because they keep collecting those affiliate dollars, at those leverage exchanges. They don't care.
Yep.
And yeah, it's a relief to not have to be in that world, I'll tell you. Yeah.
YouTube Jimmy.
Yeah.
YouTube
Yeah,
Jimmy.
man, totally.
Meanwhile, we're using volatility, probability, and statistics in the distribution, and look at the 4 hour.
Yeah.
I mean, that big 4 hour candle closed right at the 99.7 Laplace. It went by it a little bit, closed right at it, ran a few more candles up towards it, and then it's been literally bouncing off the mean of that projection the whole time on the 4 hour.
Yeah.
What's this up here? 45, yeah.
And I think you even said it earlier this week, again, like Bilbo, like these fools using these other tools, like there's one day everything's going up, the next day everything's going down. It's like doom and gloom constantly to get people's emotions just confused and to just not let people think straight about. And when you look at these tools and these charts, it's like, oh, there's clarity. It's like these things move according to mathematical numbers, to statistics, to probabilities. And you just learn how to use these things, and it's just like the picture is clear, when you see it. And even when crazy random things happen, you have an idea why that's happening because you can see it on tools like the entropy tools and all these amazing volatility tools. You have a sense of both sides of the equation, so it's very, very powerful.
Yeah, I mean, look how amazing that is right there. I mean, that thing pushes up to that third standard deviation.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like
dime.
to the dime. I mean, how can you argue? Just look at that chart. How can you ever argue that it's not based on stats?
But my fib said it would go to the golden pocket.
Exactly.
I guess you put your pixel in the wrong place.
First it bounces off the mean, then it bounces off the bottom of the 68.3. Then this candle closes right below it perfectly, does a little rollover, and it's been on top of that mean.
Yep. It's just amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And so for me, I look at this and I'm like, well, every one of those 15-minute candles is 15 minutes of action, on a 1 minute. And it goes up and down $100, whatever, who cares? It's tiny amounts, but when you have enough of a position size, you're in, you're out, you don't care. And if you're not paying maker fees because you're on an exchange where you have either a subscription or you have no fees to pay because of, either you hold enough of their coin or you have a subscription or whatever, you could make, even on a flat day like this, you could still make 5-10 trades easily on the 1 minute and make some dough. It's just crazy. And that people look for ways to get wrecked instead of learning how to trade properly. It's just unbelievable, Yeah. I'm so glad we have these tools, man. You have no idea. I mean, you do. You listening on YouTube who have not done this yet, you have no idea. Come and try. You will enjoy it, I promise.
So lucky.
That's why I do it. It's a better way to trade. Why do I trade this way? It's a better way to trade.
Yeah.
It's a better trading experience.
Well,
everything about it.
Yeah, you hit on it earlier, talking about all these algorithms and trading and things like that. Well, I mean, why wouldn't you want to be on the side of those machines and those computers? Right. I mean, at the end of the day, all we're trying to do is like we're surfers. We're just surfing the waves of volatility, and we just want to get on the wave. You get to pick the wave you want to be on.
Right. Yeah. And you don't have to rush because there's always another trade.
Yes.
There's always another trade.
Yeah. I mean, that's all we do. And it's obvious that's how the market works. I mean, if computers are running the trading, why wouldn't you want to be on the side of the computers? I don't understand.
Exactly. Why would you want to rely on stuff that hasn't worked in forever and won't work again? Because it's not designed to work. It's designed to make you lose, if anything. It's certainly promoted to make you lose because the people pushing it, at the very top, obviously have all the access that they need to this information, just in their different formats, but it's the same information. They look at the spread, they look at the Z-score, they look at all this stuff. And Yeah, it's amazing that people. But I mean, if you look at TradingView, what do they push? What is every single indicator on the front page of TradingView? Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
On the odd occasion that they push a volatility indicator by some other group that happens to make volatility indicators and offers no customer service, you don't hear about it. It's on there for 5 minutes and it's gone.
Yep.
It's already on page 2, 3, 4, covered by the next 100 TA indicator garbage things that come out.
Yeah.
And that's all they want to talk about, because it's as long as people have their blinders on and they have no clue that they might even know about Black Scholes. They might have even read about it somewhere. I mean, I certainly blogged about it for all kinds of places before, for customers and stuff. And they might even have heard about it, but that doesn't mean that they know that these tools exist. It doesn't mean they have access to this information easily, because this stuff will never get promoted by TradingView, because this isn't if everybody knew how to do this, then they would have to figure out that.
It doesn't really fit the narrative. I mean, when you can get on there and talk about patterns and lines and Fibonacci, I mean, it makes you sound intelligent. It makes you it makes you sound like you really know what you're talking about. So why wouldn't people listen? And
you can seduce more users with those silly things. Yeah. When you talk about numbers, probability, statistics, people's eyes just kind of roll up and they don't want to hear about it, even though that's where all the magic is.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of boring, right? We're just always, we had a 68% chance here, we got a 95% chance here, we got a 99% chance. You hear that over and over and over, but who cares? It works.
Right, exactly. Well, that's, for the people who have a half a brain in their head and they hear that, they think, you know what, that's maybe I should try that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the rest of the folks are out there, thank God they're just a bunch of sheeps, I guess, for us, because it just makes the winnings easier. But here's the thing, I keep thinking about it, like, to be honest, even if like 100 times more people use this stuff than currently do, okay, it wouldn't change the fact that most of them would A, not learn how to use them properly and still lose most of their trades because they don't know what the heck they're doing. Yep. And B, you're still not going to lose most of your trades if you know what you're doing, because you're not like, you're trading against the retail market, which is vast compared to even if 100 times as many people were to trade volatility, right? Mm-hmm. It's not even 1% of the market that's doing this. It's such a small percentage. When if you obviously exclude the professionals, right? The retail market is just not doing this because they're so hooked on this narrative, like you said.
What's here's the other thing. Like we always we talk about this stuff, but we also all have our own biases, right?
Yes.
So some of us think the market's going up potentially, some of us going up. Does it matter at the end of the day, right? I mean, we're not making trades based on our bias, but it's fun to talk about. So what do you think? You think we're bottoming out here, or you think things are now? Obviously, specifically, we're talking about Bitcoin, right? But
okay. MJ wants signals from Bilbo.
Yeah,
this is a recurring.
I got my own biases. Thing. I got my own bias.
12-hour signal.
This is. I'll tell you what, man. Get here on the daily real quick. Let's pop this up a little. Let's take this.
I've been thinking of recently doing a comparison video, taking all the boasts of these the fools out there, and showing like day to day, comparing. Yesterday you said it would do this, today it actually did this or whatever, and kind of doing a scorecard on them, and It would probably be hilarious because the hit rate is is so bad.
Yeah.
Yep, totally.
Yeah.
All right, let me reload this. This is what I want to see anyway. This is just a tough spot. Bitcoin's struggling to get by the mean of this projection from that 41K low, right? We closed a weekly candle above there. I just keep saying it. That's why when this thing started pumping, I was like, Bitcoin's got a chance to go up here and close around this 95 for Laplace and second standard deviation above the mean of that projection. That would have been powerful once again, right? And MJ, private chat even said it earlier. This is a perfect time to manipulate these masses with all this shit going on in the world. So that's why it's so hard. That's why we trade low time frame volatility, 100%. Because whether or not this is the bottom or not does not matter.
Exactly.
But it damn well could be.
Yeah.
I is what I really think. I think the second quarter of 2022 is going to be massive. It's going to be massive. I even expect, let me see here. Let's put this on a monthly real quick.
Tell you what, it's going to move up or it's going to move down.
It's going to move up or it's going to move down. Let's see here. Let's start that baby. It's at 18 bars. Check this out real quick. Here. There's another thing. So on this monthly, we get up here, close the end of March above that 95 for Laplace. And right around that 68.3, we can close up there above 49K. Right? If we can close above 49, right there, 49,689, that's what it is. Boy, it'd be nice if by the end of the month, Bitcoin can just fly up 10K, close over 50. I would be willing to say that was the bottom. And on a macro time frame, right? Those of us that know, I mean, volatility creates these candles. And this is the macro of all macros, in my opinion. On Bitcoin anyway, because we can't get enough history on a quarterly chart. That's even more powerful. But everybody's like, oh, Bitcoin's on zero. It did. What is that? Right? What is it? That's a high or low. The volatility is telling me that that's the bottom. We're going to have to see, though, like I said, by the end of the March, this needs to push up because these freaking these bots can manipulate the shit out of these people with all these world conditions and really dump this out, scare the shit out of people.
That's my bias. I really think that it's just too good of an opportunity to take this thing down. Yep. Whether that's 24, whether it's 20, whether really ridiculous. Look at 12,000 right there on your, on the top of the first deviation there. Yep. It's like, gosh, it's such a juicy opportunity for people. Scare everybody.
And there is literally, just on Bitfinex, I mean, there's like 44,000 Bitcoins long, only 5,000 shorted. And that 5,000 is up big time. Hell, it was under 2,000 just about a week ago. Huge discrepancy there. But this way, I mean, there's a lot more money to be made by running this down.
Yep.
That's for damn sure. A lot more money.
You think about all the institutions.
But for it to drop to 30, I wouldn't expect that to do in a month or two, obviously. I mean, it could snap down there, obviously, but...
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would expect, like, a run down to there would probably take some months.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there's a lot to eat through to get down there. Yep.
Yeah.
But you consider, like, all these spot ETFs still get rejected. You've got war. You've got, whatever, name it, a million, million things that can make an excuse to take it down there with But
those are also all reasons for it to pump. Actually,
yep, absolutely. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Like that's why you can't go by the news.
Exactly. Like crypto is actually designed to be uncensorable, which means during war it's extremely effective as a form of currency that's portable and that is safe, basically, that nobody can take away from you, even if your local currency falls to heck.
Yep.
Which apparently is the case in some places around the world.
Yep.
You don't say?
Freaking man here is trading goats for money, and we're talking about Bitcoin.
Yeah. Well, it's like on this weekly, this log return Z score is down on the bottom side. And see something here. I mean, and you can see, right? There was definitely some hidden bear. We got this pullback on the weekly. Returns were showing hidden bear big time. And log return Z score. Log return Z score, returns oscillator, both showing hidden bear. Credible. And then those 3 weeks, boom, 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 positively correlated variance coming down. Now it's shifted negatively correlated. So that could definitely flip up, go positive in an expansion. The weekly's definitely likes finding support on the reverse Fisher, that's for sure. And this is the first time in a long time this wave trend and Fisher's coming together. I mean, it's been a long time, right? Hello, since COVID dump.
Yeah.
And when that wave trend crossed up the Fisher, now if over the next maybe 3 to 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, man, if that wave trend crosses down that Fisher,
yeah,
that could be ugly. But even on a weekly chart, this is, in my opinion, this is a pretty volatile bullish look for me. To be honest, I'm sure there's a lot of goofy saying, "Hey man, have you seen the head and shoulders on the weekly? It's just disgusting."
Right. Yeah, right.
It's disgusting. We're going to 20K.
Yeah.
Where's the measure moved? Measure moves at about 20K.
Right.
Not even. No, it's probably about 24, 25K.
It's a 20-0 because it's a silly nonsense stick they draw with a pixel that if they happen to measure it at the wrong place, it adds another $5,000 to their measurement.
Yeah. Exactly.
Repainting. They're all like, oh, I'm going to go set these candle lines on Binance, and Binance tunes you, fuck you. I'm going to repaint these candles so that your lines mean nothing. And then you put your lines there, and then you save your data, you screenshot it, you go back to it, and it only takes like 1 day. Close trading view, open up, and you see that those candles don't look the same. Meantime, you placed the trades and you took screenshots because you journal, and you're like, what's going on here?
Journal.
So now the guy comes back and puts his TA line where you put your trade in 24 hours ago. You guys aren't seeing the same thing, man. It's like, I don't know how to put it. There's just so much error in this, in TA. It's nuts.
Well, yes. This is the real technical analysis, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like what we.
Yep, for
this
sure.
is actually technical analysis, not.
Yeah, we're actually reading math. Good
yes,
math.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, PA.
By the way, I find Gaussian bands to be extremely useful when
Oh, I
scalping.
know. I love this.
Absolutely. They're just amazing.
Yeah, if you look on this weekly, I mean, this price action's holding right above the weekly Gaussian mean.
Yeah.
Literally by $70, $60. I mean, that could be a launch point. That could be a nice launch point. Get the hell out of here. And then, I mean, if you look at these deviation bands, these are big numbers.
Yeah.
Top one's all-time high.
Yep.
Holy shit, I got a big dog hair on my screen. I wonder where that came from.
Or the TA and your ruler and pencil.
Yeah, right.
Right.
That's what your edge is. Dog hairs.
Dog hairs. I flip dog hair. It's like
That's
reading
right.
tea leaves.
Hey, you'd be more accurate than 99% of the research.
Yeah, man.
Is this dog hair random? We have the tools to find out.
Yeah.
Literally.
And the biggest part of the scam is that these YouTubers, they're literally on-ramping new traders on the leveraged exchanges and not teaching them how to take profit, limit their loss, not be emotionally attached to the trade. When they talk about trading psychology, what do they talk about? All right. It's a bunch of stupid shit.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Listen, first you got to go down to CVS and buy a journal.
Yeah.
You got to start writing down all your trades. And you're going to want to, how are you feeling? How are you feeling when you got that entry on the 5 minute?
Did you have some bad pizza before you started your trading session?
Maybe
I
don't
only
have
drank
that
my
pizza
tiny
again.
pill today.
It's a joke.
Yeah. How are your bowel movements today? Or did you?
I mean, I remember talking to people way back in the day saying, "Oh well, the caveman, he's a great trader." And I'm like, "Oh, is that what you really think? You really think that?" I got a news flash for you. These guys don't trade a lot. They're using you as liquidity. You know how they're making money? Because you're buying their programs. You're getting like that Kirby dickhead. I don't even know if he's still around. You're buying their like signals channel.
Yeah, which are
Why?
proven to fail.
Yeah. Why some dickhead beats on his desk and screams and yells and it's like, what in the hell is going on? And people just eat it up. If you're listening to this on YouTube, you guys just eat that kind of crap up, man. That's you're gonna end up
I
getting wrecked.
remember people in his group even like leaked some P&L of his trades. It was just absolutely horrendous. People just getting wrecked left and right. You know, there's all kinds of groups like that are, all those signal groups, all those crypto YouTubers with the fancy thumbnails and the high traffic videos that are pumping just the usual garbage. And they get so much money from pumping, these eyeballs into leverage exchanges and just helping them lose money, basically. It's just horrible. It's just horrible what they do. But yeah, I mean, not all the YouTubers who are doing crypto YouTube push leverage exchanges. I will say that, right? Some of them just push, whatever. They're just looking for advertising eyeballs and stuff. But a huge majority of them do that. And, we all know their game. It's kind of lame. Yeah.
Yeah, if this log return Z-score pops there off this 90% confidence interval going into this last couple of weeks of the end of the quarter, this thing can pop big time because it is definitely setting up some hidden bull divergence. Yes, it is. And even a longer term bull div. Even a longer term bull div with the freaking returns oscillator.
This thing looks like it's gonna run by Monday, at least from the Zurich MA that I set up. Yeah, it's gonna. So I have a general rule. I have my Zurich set on 7, just so you guys know. And then if it closes 2 candles above or below, then I know that is the direction of the trend. So it has to open and close below the Zurich twice, and then it more than likely taps the Zurich and then continues to the downside, vice versa. If it's pumping, if it's wanting to pump, come down, touch the Zurich, but have 2 candle body closes outside, and then carry on. Yeah, and then I use number 3, so I go 7, 14, 21, just for like a factor tree. Yeah, just keeping it simple like that. And yeah, man, it seems to like really help. And just between all of us, I then take the dev bands that you've given me, and I make the source Zurich. I put the time frame on a time frame that matches the look back of my Zurich MA. So if my Zurich MA is 7 or 14, then it'll be a 14-minute time frame, 14-period look back. And then
right on.
Yeah, then I've been starting to just like instead of having a whole bunch of random numbers that add up together at like big numbers, I'm trying to get them to have like multiple reciprocals to, let's say, the digit 5,000. So like if 7 and 14, 21, if they will have generalized numbers that they match up with, if that makes sense. They'll have they share same numbers if you add them up. And those are the numbers that I target. And yeah, man, just matching up time frames to look back periods has helped a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just not for trading, for like literally structure of the market. And then I'll mark off the points, and then I'll go drop onto the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 45 minute. But just for those points, and if I can mark them out, those points, those more than likely the wicks of the 15-minute range, 45-minute range, kind of thing. But yeah, anyway, let me not interrupt.
No,
That's-
man.
no, that's
Nice.
good.
Sounds like you have yourself a system, and
Yeah, man. I'm always interested in hearing different ways of people doing things.
Sure.
Man. Absolutely, we test stuff all the time, man. That's awesome, dude.
That's just for the Jurek and the dev bands, man. Then there's one for each and every one of them, like you guys as well.
Yeah.
Well,
By the way,
and at
it's
the end
just-
of the day, those
by the way-
the dev bands are putting you in a position where your percentage of odds of reverting back to a mean are in your favor. So
Yeah.
and then you're using your jerk for whatever, and it's a system. And all you can do is just keep refining it over time. And
Which is the
get
beauty
your
of
win
this
rate
stuff.
up. That's
It's
the whole
so
game.
malleable. You can really build your own structure for however you want to trade with these tools.
I
which is
really
cool.
do it, man.
Yeah, like
Thank you.
you're not stuck to just being chasing price action with ridiculous lagging tools. You're actually looking at leading information, alpha information, and it's a whole different ball game. And when you have your system like that you put together, and we test stuff, all the different systems and stuff. I mean, don't think that I won't look back on this video and be like, all right, he does this and he does that, and I'll go check it out for myself. And then like that's absolutely how we do things like this all the time and share them all the time, because this is exactly how we move through the days.
Yeah.
And
You guys can't be teaching me things and then I keep my samurai swords hidden. Huh? That's wrong. That's wrong. So, in due time, if I'm trading them and they're making me money, then I'll share them.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the basis of all of us, what we're doing, we have to put the statistics in our favor. That's first, and that's what you're doing with your dev bands. You're putting the statistics on your side.
Yeah.
And then, we all have to choose when we're going to make entries and exits. And there's multiple ways to do that. And so, you're using the jerk, and what you want to do there for your entries and exits. And you know what? You just, at the end of the day, you keep a tab on it and see what your hit win rate is. And then, if it works, it works.
Yeah, exactly. I like to personally go by, standard deviation targets, for example, like when I'm scalping. I'm not greedy. I aim for a few standard deviations, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. And if I hit it, if it goes further, yay. If not, I'm perfectly happy getting in and out very quickly. So, like, I don't try to make massive, standard deviation moves on any particular trade. I'm just looking for a quick win, quick in and out, and, then just move to the next one. So things like variance are incredibly powerful tools, because you can literally get 1 or even 2 minutes of lead time on a move with a variance outlier. And that is just a huge amount of time. A huge amount of time when you're scalping all the time. It really is. Like a 1 or 2 minute difference on a trade can make all the difference between are you exiting in profit within the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes or not. And even on the 5 minute, by the way, or on the 15 minute, the variance outliers also give you a lead time of a candle or 2, which is mind blowing. But like on the 1 minute when I'm scalping, the fact that it does that, it saves me so much time in the day. I don't know how else to say it. Like, it just, you see them coming, you know what's going on, and you know what happens usually after, depending on what's going, what you see on the information. So, it's just, you pick your formula, you pick your strategy, like MJ's just said. You can build your strategy any way you like, and what works. which is awesome.
For sure.
There's a good example, like on the 5 minute. Like, how would you know? Right? I mean, you can see even with the little bit of price action we've had today, several outliers on the 5 minute. And you're usually going to find, like right here, literally on returns oscillator. On returns oscillator. On log return Z score. Whoops. Yep. So you're sitting here, boom. The variance turns up right here on the 5 minute. Price is already going down. And it's like, so do you front run thinking there's going to be an outlier? Yeah, I would have. Why? Because there was hidden bear div on both.
Yeah.
Hidden bear div on both. So there is a high probability that that turn up in variance is going to turn into an outlier. How much of a move was that? Even if you get in right there on that candle. So they're gonna, yeah, man, we're talking like on a five, in 10 minutes, it's like a easy $250 scalp, 300
Yep.
really if you catch the bottom.
Yep.
If you catch the freaking bottom.
Yep.
So powerful. I look for things like that for sure when I'm trading those low time frames, but obviously I have not been, I mean, this is like 6 weeks now or something. I haven't even traded. So it's going to be a little while too until I get out of here and get back, set up my stuff, which is fine. I'm taking a break anymore.
Well, I mean, whenever it is you get back, as you know, the trades are always waiting, right? They're always just right there. It's like, it's not like if you take 6 weeks off, that suddenly the market goes away. That's the beauty of it. You come back and it's just like right where you left off.
Yeah. Yep. Big time.
The lower,
Big.
And it doesn't matter if the price is anywhere near where it was when you left, because it's like the volatility just gives you the opportunity, regardless of the price, to make the trades. It's just, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
The amount of times I see people saying, the price's action is at a certain place now, and I'm going to wait for it to go above, like another $5,000 above here in order to enter a long. Like, hey, buddy,
What
by the time it goes up $5,000, you could have made $5,000 in gains. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable the amount of, they wait for quote unquote confirmation on things to just do the most insane things. I'm going to wait for it to go really high and then long. Wait. But that's not how volatility works. You pull away from the mean, it's going to come back, revert to the mean, right? And it's hilarious, man. I love trading crypto. I love trading Bitcoin, and I love trading them with alpha trading tools. Bottom line,
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah.
Like I talked about in stream, a lot of people probably bought this stop up here because that looked bullish as hell. Okay, here we go.
Right.
But then I'm looking at this log return Z score,
Yeah. Look at
right?
that.
I'm looking at the log return Z score and a return oscillator.
You're like,
Yep.
the
Trading
juice
this
is running out
nasty
here.
div.
Time to exit.
Time to exit. And then all of a sudden you start to have an outlier on the 90-minute.
Yep.
Holy shit, if you're down on the 5-minute, you're all your freaking account is going to all these short scalps. Boom, boom, boom. Because it wasn't like a perfect little smooth ride down, even though it looks like out on the 90-minute. That's on the 5-minute. That was a
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I'll start at the 90. At the beginning of the day, I'll look at the 4-hour, but then I'm on the 90-minute. I only look at the 4-hour once. Then I'm looking at the 90-minute to see what the hell's shaking out. the div on the 90-minute is so fucking strong most of the time. It's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. Big time. Love it.
How long would you, if you were to enter a trade on the 90 minutes? I know this is so hard to say. If you were to enter the trade on a 90-minute, how many 90-minute time frames would you wait? Obviously, if it's like a perfect trade, would you wait like 3 candles? You know, like
No.
generally.
If I'm literally if I were going to trade the 90-minute, I'd be looking at the variance outliers. As soon as you start to see this positively correlated variance start having an outlier, I'm in the trade. I'm in the trade because a lot of the times it's going to pay off. And on a 90-minute, even these little outliers, they're going to be powerful little moves. You're good. You're definitely going to make some cash, but I'm not going to obviously take an entry on the 90.
Yeah, for sure. You're gonna, as you do with the 4-hour, you use this 90-minute variance to complement your 4-hour. Then you can shuffle.
Yep, exactly. I'll see what the 4 hours are doing. Then if I see the 90 minutes start to have an outlier, that immediately tells me I'm looking for these long scalps, bigger than shit, until that outlier stops.
Okay.
Boom. Then I might even take a break. And that was some juicy 5-minute trades right there. Just like this outlier to the downside on the 90. That was juicy 5-minute trades to the downside. Very powerful. That's how I'm doing that. But it's just like this thing is evolving every day. So it's just going to get better and better and better. Who knows what these guys are going to cook up? Like this new wave trend oscillator. It's a nice little tool to throw in the bag. Now, why do I say that? I'll show you why. I'll show you the main reason and what we're doing.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't know, Donnie has fucking, I don't know how many hundreds indicators this guy has coded, but he has a lot of indicators that he started coding back in the day with traditional TA and shit. Now this is what he's doing. Use log source for wave trend. He's taken some of the best ones he ever coded coming from that realm, and he's putting log returns in them. Right? And totally turning these indicators into something alpha traders can use because they're based on log returns. It's powerful. I mean, this is a 15-minute. And this baby is pretty freaking sweet. Pretty freaking sweet indeed. And sometimes, man, it really shows some good div. Yeah, it's a cool indicator.
So that's
cool.
This is for like high precision confirmation for outliers. Will it line up with the other like
yeah, for sure.
Basically I use it for confirmation, yeah. It works incredibly well for that, yeah.
Yeah. Because I guarantee you, like right here on the 15-minute, that was an outlier. Guarantee it. If I were to throw on...
It's really confluence more than confirmation. Yeah, confluence.
Yeah, sorry, that's a better word. Thanks.
Yeah.
Let me put on a... Where are you?
Yeah,
there you are.
I need to get a new TradingView account so that they all just say this.
Let me check this out real quick. Let's turn this off. Boop. Meow. What is that? 143 R's. Whoop. 143. Okay. Let's fire it up. Whoa. Come on, man. Was it an outlier? Hell yeah, it was. And look where those wicks. Look where these candles stopped. All right, what is that? I'll show you what it is. It's all these percentages. I've got that 12 lit up. That's 0.9999%. Look at that wick went right to it, and it was just like, hey guys, we will be shot in the forehead if we go outside this. I mean, that thing just stopped on it and brrr, come all the way back. So yeah, it's pretty freaking cool. Pretty cool. And that there was definitely an outlier on that 15-minute game, or on that 15-minute on the variance. You can almost guarantee it. So it did a 0.9999% move. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that something can actually do that, and how powerful it is when you look at the wicks. Or look at the first 15-minute candle. Where'd the first 15-minute candle reject from? Right about the 99.7, pulled back, opened up a new one above the 95.4. It runs up exactly to the 0.9999. Then we get some dojis. You can see reject. Look at that candle right there, rejected off the whatever it is, 0.98 something, and then now it's just messing around the mean the whole time.
Yeah, I
That's on
guarantee you
15
there was some bear div up top there. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
You pull it up.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's a no-brainer. Get out of your long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like right here.
Or enter your short.
Yes,
either
or
way,
enter your short.
You can, and that's the beauty of it. Like, you can use this to the upside or the downside. When it runs down to the bottom of that parabola, you can just as easily point it back up. You know what I mean? Like, enter the long at that point. And it's just unbelievable how powerful these tools are. Like you said, man, you put 0.9999% chance that it's going to close within that range. Yeah. What do you think it's going to do? Oh, I'm going to guess it's going to go out. No.
Yeah, look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Yeah. You've got the outlier in process. You've got bear div. It's just you can't get any. There's nothing traditional TA that's going to help you there.
Right. Exactly.
Can I tell you something really cool? Can I tell you something really cool?
Yep.
So the other side of the 0.999999 is that however many zeros it is after 0.000001, so I think it's like 4 zeros then the 1. Right. That is the chance of them breaking the current model.
Yep.
If you look at it in that, right? And here's the cool thing about it, is let's say you're using TA, you're using Bollinger Bandas, you're using whatever it was, you don't know that that is the 99.999 point in which this model fails, right? So if you're looking to manage risk off of a point where a model breaks, well, then there you go. That is your point of it's up or down from here. You know what I mean? When you see 99.9999.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this model literally gives you the
side of the equation.
Yeah. You have both sides of the equation. You know the actual edge. You can calculate it with a calculator. You know, you could actually say,
if you understand.
You know, exactly right. Exactly. Well, you know, but the calculators do that for us. These tools do that for us. But like, like it's incredible. You can actually have an edge. Whereas in that other silly world, you know, whatever they say, it's all based on nonsense. It's like, well, you can have a fairy tale edge, but it's not real. You know, it's just you can't you can't sharpen a knife that doesn't exist.
I will say this, Boba. I will say this. I reckon out of all these TA monkeys, I found like the most super legit TA, right? And it's an average of SMAs. Okay. And you just draw lines from, let's say, SMA crossing 10 and SMA crossing 21. And you draw
what did it tell you about randomness?
Bro, I can whip these things up. And I think with the WTO,
and full people.
Indicator, straight up. You
could grift. You could set up your own grifter channel.
Man,
buy my course. I'll teach you how to draw a line with a pencil.
For sure, I'll post it in the stream chat, and then I'll delete it obviously in 30 minutes time. But you guys will see it actually slaps. So then, if you have like signal processing indicators like this, and then you can figure out where the means are within those TA lines. Man, they hit it to the T, if that makes sense. But you don't know which line is relevant.
Are. If anything, what I'm going to find with the TA is what the memes are. That's about it. Like, that's all they got.
Yeah. So the easiest message that I think we'd be able to get across is like, it doesn't matter how good your tools are. When it says it doesn't matter how good your TA is, if your tools can't tell you that your line is relevant, then your tools or your trading strategy isn't relevant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
a great
that's
point. Yeah,
right. So
that's a
like,
good line.
for example, Jen. So I use Bookmap to like any of these indicators that you allow me access to like mess around with and stuff. I'll throw them up and then I'll just go study it alongside looking at Bookmap. So I figured out how to use Bookmap. And Bookmap is actually a tool that is used to study your current strategy, if that makes sense. So
Yep.
if like if the VRE lines come on, I'll go to put on random stocks. I'll go put on anything, and I'll see where the liquidity lies. If I see that the liquidity is lying at any one of these points, I'll monitor it for like a day, 2 days, just to see what the situation is. And it'll hit, it'll do its thing. That's cool. That means I can see that a bot or an algo is actually in the book at one of our lines. Yeah, and then I can see how active they get when price action comes up to the line, because you'll have the guys that are spoofing the books, then you'll have the guys that are actually spoofing the books, and then they're actually trading below that spoof. So just trying to fill the order there. And then I can see sort of what happens. So I use Bookmap to make sure that what these indicators are telling me, there's an algo or a bot that's doing the same thing. Then I know that I'm at least on someone's pulse, if that also makes sense. So
Interesting.
if
Kinda.
yeah,
Yeah. Kinda.
like so here's a really cool thing to look for. So like if you've seen on my trading strategy there, for the AVPs I have 5. So what will happen is if three of them flash like in a row, if you're watching Bookmap on, let's say, a shit coin, for example, and then all 3 of them flash a low liquidity shit coin, you'll see it. I don't know what it's called, but to me, I would just call it like netting the market.
Hmm.
Someone's algo comes in and they literally just put fucking buy orders and sell orders at every single mathematical
Hmm.
point.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's not going to cover the whole book. He's going to cover like $10 difference, $3 difference here. But then I screenshot that. I go back. It matches up VRA levels. It matches up reverse rate trend. It matches up block. Matches up Jurek. Matches up Jurek bands.
Right.
And that's when I know, because it's ultimate panic. But the guy's big enough, and maybe the algo's running good enough that he can manage risk in between whichever buy or sell orders that he's going to
Right.
currently take. So that net, when I see the HVP or the AVP flash, I know that someone's just locked down the whole market. So
Right.
technically when the AVP flashes and you're to look at the book, you would see like maybe 10% more trades just being put in completely random places. And that's
Yeah.
when I know someone's locking down a range, and then I can depict the range, and then I can see, oh, it's to weekly 2 and weekly 2 mean on VRE and monthly mean, you know.
Yeah.
Wherever price action is laying in between those things, but they net it like that, and
Yeah.
that's
Sure.
how, right. So that's just because of that. Now being able to put Bookmap behind me, like I just use it for the new tools. Like okay, cool, they reflect, and then I just have pure confidence in it. I just need to see that everyone's walkie-talking with each other, and then we're rolling.
Yeah. It's generally good to have some kind of an eye on what's happening with, the buyers versus the sellers, right? Whether it's
Yeah,
big orders coming in, or whether it's general buy sell pressure tools, or whether it's some other kind of overview to have a sense of that. For sure,
yeah.
that could be
I,
extremely
I
useful.
And to
with
be
all the
honest, that's a great freak. That's a great point to probably wrap this up, because that was some good info.
Well, just say this: hearing you, African crypto warlord, which is all you did was confirm what we've been saying the whole time here: is that statistics work. All you're doing is you're just seeing the real orders in the order book at these areas of where statistically there's relevant areas. So
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
confirmed what we're all talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's like how do you want to see it, right? And sorry, just quick note. Sorry to run this further. Long story
That's
short,
okay.
if you do get into Bookmap, don't look at these things. Don't try trade Bookmap and these things. You'll get analysis paralysis. So look at Bookmap to confirm these tools, because they're 2 different trading strategies. These tools and Bookmap, but you can use these tools for Bookmap. But then you're going to run into you're going to run into analysis paralysis quick. So just if that makes sense. So
Yeah,
look
like
at
use it as a testing platform to see how well your strategies are
yeah,
working with these tools,
yeah,
basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you don't have to adjust anything on there. It's just you press play and you watch.
Right.
Anyway, cool. Sorry for taking your time.
No, that's good, man. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. And MJ set that nicely in a slab of concrete for us. No pun intended there, MJ.
What happened to Andy? We didn't hear from Andy.
Nah, I don't know what he's up to. Listening.
Jeez.
He the man.
Vacationing.
But yeah, so yeah, let's wrap it up, man. And hey guys, if you are watching this on YouTube for the first time, this was a little roundtable discussion with some of the founders and some of the community members. And the link to our Discord is in the description of all these videos. Come in, check us out, look in the shop channel. 2 different levels of the Discord that will give you access to the Alpha Trading system. We're a friendly group. Open up a support ticket, answer any questions you might have. We'd be more than happy to even show you some examples down in the waiting room if that's what you're looking for. But other than that, this was great, guys. Appreciate everybody showing up. And yeah, wherever you live at on this big, beautiful blue marble, have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, and evening. Talk to you guys later.
See everybody.
See you
See ya.
guys.
Bless.
Yep.